guys, welcome to the Juniper-Verse, 0 to Juniper in 52 weeks. This is the launch. I won't be too long today. I will try to do everything in half an hour because I just really want to explain you before starting what's 0 to Juniper, because I don't want any misunderstanding here. And then I will show you the price structure at the end of this short presentation. So keep your attention high for 30 minutes. If you are not able to keep your attention high for 30 minutes, 0 to Juniper in 52 weeks is not the program for you, because this is a 52 weeks program. It's something that can change your life completely, because you are going to become an expert in Juniper. So I'm sure you can listen to me for a little before understanding the price structure. As I said, just to mention this, you'll have offers at the end for existing students, 0 to CCIE students, 0 to CCNA students, and of course I will present also the price structure for the known students, for the new students. So stay with me, just a few minutes. Let me explain you briefly what you get here, and then I will show you the price structure at the end of this short presentation. So, 0 to Juniper. 0 to Juniper, first of all, let me tell you this, and really pay close attention to this because I don't want any misunderstanding here, is advanced. 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 Yes, it's not broken. The thing is that I really need to emphasize this. This is advanced. Advanced, guys, is not for beginners. I want to be really clear on this. It's advanced. It's the first time we make a real advanced training this way. Why? Because you see, now we have 3 major products. So you have 0 to CCNA, 0 to CCNA, and this is really basic, and it's totally hands-on, and it's 24 weeks program. And we deliver this via Zoom. And if you are already our 0 to CCNA student, just stay with me until the end, because I have a special discount for you. You know already, but stay with me because I'm going to surprise you. So this is the training for you if you are a beginner. If you are intermediate, meaning you are already at CCNA level, I recommend you to start from 0 to CCIE. 0 to CCIE. What's the difference? The difference is this. The difference is that 0 to CCIE is on demand. On demand. Again, the last 20 weeks, even more, about the training are hands-on, so we always insist a lot on the hands-on. But of course, here, you can access the training whenever you want. You don't have the live sessions, and you just focus on the theory, the hands-on, and the practical towards the multi-protocol lab, so that you become a CCIE engineer. Now, why I say this is advanced? Because the difference between this 0 to Juniper and 0 to CCIE is 0 to CCIE is a very rich program for intermediate people. Meaning, when I have a CCNA student, I encourage him to join the CCIE. Why? Because there you see 3 weeks of mindset where I explain everything about memory, time, excuses, self-discipline. All this stuff is quite critical to people. They want to make the change. They want to make the move from CCNA to CCIE. This is something that you need to understand. However, when you are already CCIE or CCIE level equivalent, you don't need this, honestly, because you feel already advanced and you can just go straight to Juniper. So this is the reason why I say this is advanced. And when I say this is advanced, you won't find any mindset because you have it already in CCIE. You won't find recaps. You won't find introduction from myself. Why? Because you are advanced. You want to focus only on the configuration. You want to see only the trainer there. You want to just use all your time to configure things, and you have a mind that is completely focused on the configuration, on the black screen. Then you decide only the color of your cursor. Can be green, can be yellow, can be orange. You decide that. But you are completely focused on that. That's why it is advanced. This means that I highly recommend to think before making your decision, because this is something for people they are comfortable to stay inside a command line. They know how to configure things because they are already at CCIE level. Having said that, it's a 52 weeks program. We start from scratch. So we assume you don't know anything about Juniper at all. That is the first time that you are dealing with Juniper. And then we go straight into the config. There is a free video already I published, introduction to the Juniper-Verse. Is available on YouTube. Is available everywhere, also on Facebook, so you can find it. You can have a look on that, and you can understand what I'm talking about, because you understand how we start, how we present you the configuration from day one, and how you can see the differences between Cisco and Juniper. And then if you're comfortable with that, you're comfortable with this training. And then in 52 weeks, we cover all the Juniper topics one by one. All the Juniper blueprint will be covered. And as you know, if you know us already, all our trainings are always up to date all the time. It's not something that you buy and then in 1 year time, everything has changed. No, we keep updating everything. As soon as Juniper changes the blueprint, we are going to change the videos. We are going to add more. We are going to update the labs. So you have always, at all times, a new program, and the training will be yours, lifetime. This is how we work, because we focus only on these things. As you see, we have only 3 products. 0 to CCNA is alive, so even if we want, we can't have an old version, because Arpit, your trainer, shows up every week, 3 times a week, and shows you all the configuration all the time, and you receive all the labs, always updated. Same for CCIE, always updated at all stages. We always look what happened in CCIE Enterprise, and the same for Juniper. Also Juniper, of course, we start from Enterprise, because you need to start from Enterprise. This is another concept I really want to discuss with you today, because I have so many people interested, for example, in security, in wireless. But my point is, when you start, you need to be strong, and you need to say, okay, I know Enterprise is much more work than all the others. Why? You know why? Because Cisco and Juniper push anything on Enterprise at the beginning. This means that when you study security, but when you start Enterprise, you start routing and switching and security and a little bit of service provider and a little bit of wireless and a little bit of programmability. Seems a lot, it's a lot, but it's necessary, because this is your foundation. So you really need to be comfortable with this. You need to embrace the complexity, and you need to understand that when you are an enterprise CCIE or an enterprise Juniper expert, after you can have unlimited opportunities, because you can switch to security, wireless, programmability, anything you want super fast, because you have the foundation. This is so important to understand at the beginning. So how it works, the delivery, I promised that I want to be too long. The delivery is very easy. Every week you are going to receive the new portion of the program. We are going to repeat the same experience our students know already with 0 to CCIE, which means that we are in production currently. So you really receive fresh material made starting in April 2023. So this means that what you get is really totally new. And of course, there is a small introduction at the beginning, and is basic networking. But after, when we go to Juniper, everything is made April 2023, and all the program is totally new. And we are going to deliver to you every week new portion. I decided this, that for Juniper, I set a limit in my mind. I can't tell you that will be always exactly this, but it's 150 minutes. 150 minutes maximum per week you should do. And I recommend to do it over 7 days. If you can't, you do it 5 days. As you can see, is half an hour per day. This is the maximum I expect from you if you do it over the 5 days. If you do it over the 7 days, so every day, is about 20 minutes or 25 minutes, something like that. I highly recommend this because you can't do much more. Here is advanced. So think about it. 0 to CCNA, 2 hours. 0 to CCIE, 1 hour. Here, when you arrive 0 to CCIE after week 13, so you start the CCIE, you move from 1 hour to 45 minutes. And here, that you arrive in Juniper Advanced, 30 minutes. That can become 25, or even 22 or 20. Because you see, there is a limited amount of energy you have. Also, there is a limited amount of time you have. When you are here, you do Juniper, generally you are already an engineer. So you are busy. I tell you, this is another thing I always repeat all the time. People who don't know us at the beginning, they ask themselves the question, will I find the work? Will I find a job? This is what they tell me when they are here at 0 to CCNA level. But the truth is that there is a huge difference between your perspective, what you believe before you know us, and the reality. The reality is that you are going to become busy, plain and simple. All the engineers know. So I see all the time when people move from here to here, and almost everyone do that. The problem is that they are busy. That's why I'm saying you need to decrease the load. You don't have to increase the load. You have to decrease the load. You need to learn, but you need to learn in a consistent way. You don't have to rush. You don't have to push too much, because otherwise you don't get any result, because you are busy at work. All our students tell me all the time they are super busy. Therefore, you need to reserve a strict and a really limited amount of time every single day. And you can execute that. You can be sure you execute that. So it's very easy. 2 hours CCNA, 1 hour CCIE, that becomes 45 minutes when you arrive after week 13, because you jump into the deep CCIE zone. And half an hour, 0 to Juniper, can become 25 minutes if you decide to move from 5 days to 7 days. But this is up to you, because you receive your 150 minutes every week, and you decide how to split the load. There are engineers that are comfortable, they can make it in a couple of days, 3 days. But there are others that they need the 7 days. So it's up to you. But I just try to keep this as an average, so as a number that I can refer to. Sometimes it's impossible, I tell you. Sometimes I have to do 170 minutes or 180 minutes per week, because there are topics that I need to include together in a week. For example, when there is a part 1 or part 2 of configuration I need to put together, and I can't stay here. I need to give you more. But I try to stay more or less this amount of minutes every week, 150 minutes per week. Having said that, we are going to cover everything into the 52 weeks, which means that you are going to receive all the labs on Even G, always the same structure. When we arrive at the labs, it means that you already know everything, because when you arrive at the labs, you already saw your trainer configuring everything step by step, starting from scratch. So now that you are going to practice with the labs, you start with the single protocol labs, one by one, from the layer 2, then you move to the layer 3, and then you arrive to the new technologies, and you arrive to the multi-protocol. When you arrive to the multi-protocol, of course, you'll need to increase the study time. That's obvious because now you are preparing the final exam. But this is another story, and when you arrive at that point, you just contact me because we are going to prepare the multi-protocol together. First, your focus needs to go into the theory, into the practical of the single protocol. When you feel comfortable, that's the moment where we can end up your experience with the multi-protocol together through a plan. Having said that, another very important part for this is that your requirements are very easy to understand. Windows computer, Pentium processor, 16 gig of RAM at least. So this means that if you have 32 is perfect, 64 even better, but you just need 16. At the beginning, if you don't have 16, you can start with a single protocol labs with 8 gig of RAM. But I want to be clear on this. As soon as you're moving out from the single protocol to the multi-protocol, you need at least 16 gig of RAM. Otherwise, your computer won't be able to manage that amount of memory because there are so many devices you need to turn on together, and without enough RAM, no. But come on, if you are a Juniper engineer, you want to become an expert, you can't stay with 8 gig of RAM computer. You simply can't. And if you are a Mac user, I understand you because I really like the Mac too, but you really need a Windows computer for doing these things. You really need it anyway. I highly recommend also this. If you want to be a Juniper expert, you need to be flexible. You need to be comfortable working at least with 2 technologies. I recommend 3, Linux, Windows, and Mac, but at least with Windows and Mac. If you're not comfortable with Linux, I highly recommend always to use also Linux to everybody, because when you arrive at this level, sometimes Linux will be mandatory. I tell you, you really need special distribution to make penetration tests, something like that. So I highly encourage everyone to get at least a small computer and having Linux installed, but it's not mandatory at this point. First of all, what you want to have is a Windows computer, Pentium processor, at least 16 gig of RAM. Having said all this, and I try to stay inside my 30 minutes, I hope I was able to, but I think yes, let's talk about the price structure, because I know that you want to know this, because if you're here, you know us already. If you don't know us, well, we are the CCIE leaders. Now we are in the market for quite a long time. We have so many successful students. Everyone is happy. I'm really, really happy about this because I can see the level of happiness of our students is incredibly high. And that's why I always make special conditions for our existing students. Because for me, it's so important this. I want to see our existing students that they continue learning, because that's where the big, big, big opportunities are. When you continue learning and you embrace new technologies and you decide to learn more and you never stop, you never give up, that's so critical, so important. It's the right mindset. When you have this mindset, you see, is advanced, you don't need the mindset anymore because you have already the right mindset and you can just jump into the technical and you become unstoppable. That's why I always try to give some advantage, some big advantage to our students. And like in the case of 0 to CCNA, I want even to push this kind of training to our existing students already advanced. Why? Because you see, when you are working in production, you never have the time to go back to review your foundations. And I tell you, I insist on this so much. Foundations are the key. I can tell you because I can hear from everyone. When I see also professional players, I can really see it. When they focus on the foundation, after they get rid of the competition because they have the foundations super solid. And that's why in the small presentation I'm going to make for you now, you'll see that for 0 to CCNA students, I'm proposing something really, really interesting. But also for 0 to CCIE students, there will be an interesting price structure. So let's start from the new students. I want to go fast so that you have a clear idea about what you're going to find here. So if you're not student yet, if you're not our student yet, so if you're not our student, I will propose you in any case a very interesting price. And let me tell you, first of all, the standard price for this program, probably you know already because I'm going to present you the same exact price for 0 to CCIE. So it's a $10,000 training, $10,000 for the 0 to Juniper training. So 0 to Juniper cost $10,000. However, I want to be really clear. This is one of those moments where you can really make the deal because you are under the launch. But every time is the same. You have a limited amount of time to make your decision. Think about it. So you'll have until May 7th. May 7th is a Sunday, I believe. May 7th at 11 p.m. Eastern to make your decision. And this is really a no-brainer decision anyway, so you'll see that when I announce the price, you won't think too much about it. If you really want to become a Juniper expert, the price, we say, okay, but this is not even something I have to think about it. But in any case, I want to be clear with the date so that you don't have any misunderstanding. The limit, the deadline is May 7th, 11 p.m. Eastern. So after that, the price goes to $10,000 for everybody, no exception, same as 0 to CCIE. Now, if you are not our student yet, so you are new, you'll get anyway a big advantage here. And you'll get a 40% discount on this because during the launch, I'm going to offer you this. So the standard price during the launch with a 40% discount will become for you $6,000. But you're going to pay this in a special way. Let me explain to you. So you're going to pay $999. $999 as an entry setup fee. $999 as an entry setup fee, and then you're going to pay $97 per week for 52 weeks. So if you do the math, you'll see that this gives you $6,000. So here, the full price will be $6,000, more or less. This is the price for the non-student. $999 entry setup fee, $97 per week for 52 weeks. You don't have any obligation. You can cancel anytime. So your risk is only $999 at the beginning, entry setup fee. But I can tell you, I have so much history now, so much past, and no one cancel because the quality we provide you will surprise, or it's just an investment you are going to make, and you basically pay only $97 per week. And even if you don't do it immediately, but you are building for your future the best program ever, and when you finish paying this, you can start doing it, and you see that you have a massive program, and you have something that it's impossible to find anywhere. There's nothing about Juniper in any case, but you get the best. Even in CCIE, you find something, but not even close to our quality. So this is the offer for the not student, for the non-student at the beginning. $999 entry setup fee, $97 per week, $6,000 in total. Now, I know what you're thinking, but if you are thinking what I think you are thinking, you're wrong. And I tell you. Because you see, I believe that someone is thinking, oh, so now I will pay $97 and my discount, because I'm 0 to CCNA, is $999. No, doesn't work like that. And I said that I'm going to make a special condition if you are 0 to CCNA, because the reason is that I want to give 0 to CCNA to all the 0 to CCIE students for free, and the only way I have is to make a difference. And the only way I have is to deduct twice for the 0 to CCNA student, so that you can really see the difference. So let's start from the 0 to CCIE now. If you are 0 to CCIE student, what happened to you is that you don't pay the $999. So this is for 0 to CCIE. If you are 0 to CCIE, you get rid, I waive for you the $999 and the setup fee, and you simply pay $97 per week. The full training. So you start and you pay $97 per week, and in 52 weeks, the training yours lifetime. In this case, the full price will be $5,000. This is the same we made when we made the launch for 0 to CCIE. And you are going to get the same, so you don't pay the entry setup fee. Plain and simple. Now, if you are 0 to CCIE and 0 to CCNA, so what happens is that if you are 0 to CCNA on top, we are going to do something even more interesting, because, as I promised, I'm going to waive the $999 you invested into 0 to CCNA. So if you are one of those students who are 0 to CCNA, or one of the students who are 0 to CCNA and 0 to CCIE, and you want to join 0 to Juniper, what happens is that instead of paying $6,000, you are going to pay only $4,000. Why? Because you are not paying the $999 and the setup fee, and you are going to pay only $77 per week. Per week. So this is what happened. And this means that at the end, you are going to pay only $4,000. And you have 0 to Juniper lifetime. So you have a $6,000 discount if you are 0 to CCNA. You have $5,000 discount if you are 0 to CCIE. And you have $4,000 discount if you are a new student that decide to join during 0 to Juniper. I expect this because, of course, until now, we always had mainly new students coming from scratch or someone advanced, but they wanted to start from 0 to CCIE. This time, we start straight from an advanced training, so I expect different kind of students here in 0 to Juniper. I expect really advanced engineers, people they already comfortable working for years, command line configuration, and they just want to get the best possible training in Juniper to become a Juniper expert and then moving to other fields in a very comfortable way because they develop solid foundations. So this is the presentation. As you can see, was quite fast. I just emphasized what is important to emphasize. It's advanced, the price structure, no students, $999 plus $97 per week for 52 weeks. CCIE students, our CCIE students, of course, $97 per week, 52 weeks, training is yours. Lifetime, always updated, and 0 to CCNA student, $77 per week, $4,000 in total, training is yours. So I'm going to publish here the price, the coupon for the non-students. If you are our existing students, 0 to CCNA or 0 to CCIE, just contact me. You have a selection of ways to do that. You can comment here below. You can send me an email. You can contact me on WhatsApp. You can contact me on Facebook, on LinkedIn. You know, I'm everywhere. So you can just contact me the way you prefer. If you are our student, you can also use the private Facebook group. You decide. I prefer personally WhatsApp because I am very reactive with this. But again, you can use your preferred way. Also, with the phone. Don't call me because, as I explained so many times, I never answer the phone to anyone because I don't want to get interrupted during my learning, because I'm doing these things as well, even if I am in pre-retirement. But this is my way of living. So you can send me, of course, also an SMS, and I will reply to you. But why using an SMS when you can use WhatsApp that is free, you can use Skype that is free, you can use Messenger is free, LinkedIn is free. Use the free media, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. So this was the presentation for Zero to Juniper. This is advanced, this is super technical, this is where the opportunities are. So contact me, get your coupon, get started right now. Thanks.